Hey YouTube, I just kind of wanted to talk about why I prep. Um, I prep for my family. You can't trust the news nowadays. I think we're just getting fed lies, and I think it's really important to stock up on food. I'm not some crazy nut. I'm a normal guy. Um, and not some crazy doomsday guy either. But I do I do think it's important, you know, to have a couple guns around. I'm not a gun nut, and I just got into guns about 6 months ago, and but I don't think I'm really going to get any more. Just a couple a semi-automatic shot, a 12 gauge, and a pump 12 gauge, and a couple handguns that I carry. Um, and I carry that little one just about every day. Um, and I think it's really important, and I'm sure people are going to criticize, my videos, me making, a little bunker or whatever, but I think those are the world's cowards, that aren't willing to do anything for their family. And if they are criticizing one of my videos or other preppers' videos, I think they're people that don't have any kids. I have a 7-year-old daughter and I have one on the way. Um, and I couldn't have many of my kids looking at me and say, "Hey, Daddy, where's the food coming from next?" Or "Hey, Daddy, there's people knocking at our door with guns," or whatever. So I want to be prepared. I think that's very important. I'm a Christian, and I want to help people, and you can't help anybody else if you haven't helped yourself. It's kind of that thing when you're on an airplane and they say, "Well, if you're going down, make sure you put your mask on first." So, because if you don't have your oxygen mask on, you can't help anyone else put theirs on. So it's that same kind of thing. You make sure you've got your prepped, and just in case something happens, you know what's going to happen, um, but everyone just kind of doesn't want to think about it. Well, man up. If you have kids and they rely on you, okay, don't stop relying on the government, sucking on the government's tit, and do something. Stand up and do something for yourself. Whether it's canning, my wife and I want to experiment with that. We think that's pretty neat. There's so many videos on YouTube on learn how to can. That's pretty neat. I think the initial price to get into it, I think, is kind of expensive, maybe, but we haven't quite got into it yet. But we're just what we hear. But as soon as you get into it, it isn't as bad. And that's a good way, just to put a little bit there. It just there's nothing wrong with that. Even if you have a low budget, you'll be surprised on. I like to go. I'm not hurting money wise, but I do like to go to the Goodwills and stuff like that, and buy sleeping bags. I even buy brand new sleeping bags that Target donated. You get them for reasonable. If you're hurting for money, that's an idea, and camping stuff and all that stuff, and that's a really popular thing now to go to Goodwill and go to. I went to a garage sale just this last weekend here, and I bought an awesome Coleman grill. It was only used once for $40. It's the big thing with a stand and a griddle, everything, and that's just nice to have backup too. It's really important to do that stuff. Before this, I wasn't somebody who I had never been camping in my life. I didn't ever shot a gun in my life. I ain't kidding. 6 months ago, I didn't own a gun, and I think this is all I'm going to have. I'm not buying any more. Just something so I have something. If you don't have it when the stuff hits the fan, you can't go get it. You have to have it before it happens. So get something, whether it's a 12 pump gauge 12 or 12 gauge shotgun, a couple $100, $150, I'm sure somewhere someone would part with it. Um, it's at least something, so you have it. You may never have to use it, but at least you have it. Um, but work on a shelter, work on a safe place. Come up with a plan with your family and your kids. If something were to happen, what you would do. Okay, I don't always, everyone says online, bug out, let's bug out. Well, that's not always a good thing either. If you're not familiar with your surroundings, you're just gonna go, oh, run out with it like a chicken with its head cut off out into the woods. Well, how many other people are gonna do the same dang thing, and you guys are all left in the rain? You're not all survivalists, and I'm definitely not. Um, so whether it's at your house, whether you cut a hole in your concrete like I'm working on, and dig a hole, and not very big, just enough to get curled up with your family, and make a safe place. It's I think it's really important. Um, you may never ever have to use it, or it's a crawl space, and you block it off, and no one even knows it's there. And whether it's like a secret passage or something, and maybe get candles or solar lights or a crank radio, all that stuff, and just have it around. A good pump, a good shotgun or a handgun, and teach your wife how to use it, and you learn how to use it. Even if you've never ever shot a gun before, just do it, and it's not as scary as it looks. I was, I'm not a big gun guy, so I was a little worried about shooting a gun and even having one around the house. I have a 7-year-old daughter and a baby on the way, and I was really worried. But I carry a gun every day in my family. They're comfortable with me carrying it, and and doesn't freak them out as much as and I got pretty good at shooting too. For somebody who has really never shot at any other gun besides a paintball gun, um, so I suggest buy a gun, especially while you can buy one now. And if you can buy a gun, make sure you're buying one without papers if you can. All these, they know I own them, so if they're going to do a gun confiscation, they're going to come get them. So um, just if you can buy one at a gun show, hurry up and buy one at a gun show where there's no papers. I mean, that's probably the next gun. If I buy anything, I'll buy one that doesn't have any papers, a nice 12 gauge shotgun that I can buy. If you can find the ammo, that's one of the issues. I have enough right now for what I have. But so just do it, or at least think about doing it, and get into it. And then you kind of wonder, well, how do I start prepping? How do I do that? And people are going to think I'm crazy. Well, the more and more, I didn't know. There's so much on the internet. I didn't know how I was going to get started about it. And you think you need all this stuff. Well, just start out, go to the grocery store, and buy a couple items at the store when you're there. Whether it's 5 cans more than you normally buy, and just put it aside. Eventually, that adds up, and then it gets kind of addicting. You want to do it. You like to do it. You want to, then you kind of want to find out other things to do and to get other ideas offline, and it gets addicting. But it's fun. Go to the dollar store and buy stuff. I've bought a whole bunch of candles at the dollar store, just for $1, and they're good. They're non-scented, and if the lights were ever to go off here or anything, I have a whole bunch of candles that I bought. What if I got 40 candles for $40? And it's just money I would have blown on fast food or some other dumb thing. So, it's just good, and it's a peace of mind. Not that I'm not somebody that fears a lot. I don't fear anything. I mean, I believe in God, and I know He's going to take care of us through all this. But I'm just the kind of guy that if I don't do something for myself too, that just to know, hey, I'm going to help my family too. I'm going to be there. I'm going to have that. It's just kind of, I don't know if it's a macho thing or what it is. It may come off like that, but that's not what I'm trying to do. I just want to make sure that my family's safe, and just like a fire drill, how you know to run outside. You teach your kids how to run out to like a certain tree or a mailbox. That's very important. Same thing with this. If this is to happen, which it looks like that's where we're going. Eventually, it's going to happen. Whether it's this year or next year, who knows? But if this dollar collapse, we're going to have these people that have been sucking off the government teat. That don't need it, that are taking advantage of the system, which they make me just so angry. Taken from this are these people that work every day And I mean, I'm in the business. I work every day in these low income homes, and they trash these places. They've only been in there a couple months, and they completely trash them. They're brand new places. I would like to wring every single one of them's neck. They're not all like that, but a lot of them are. And actually, so it's very frustrating. All these people that are in the government's going to continue to give them money because that's all part of their agenda. Is if they keep feeding them money, eventually they're enabling all these people, so they have to get the mark of the beast when the stuff hits the fan, because they can't eat unless the government tells them to, and that is nowhere you want to be. If you if you bear the mark, you're not getting into heaven. And you're going to sell your soul for a plate of food? I don't think so. But there's going to be a lot of people that will, and that's sad. And that's why I think it's a good idea to get prepared for those days. Get food, learn how to do it. You can't think that, I'm going to have a gun and I'm going to be a hunter and I won't need to store up any food. I'm just going to shoot everything I eat. Well, you know how many other hunters just like you are out there, and as soon as they shoot up every rabbit, squirrel, mouse, deer, bear, whatever, what do you have to eat? So stock up, okay? And again, another thing, I guess prices. Prices of food are going up too. That's the thing I hear a lot online, and so that's another good reason. Or if you're going to lose a job, if you lost you may lose your job. You weren't prepared for that. At least you have food. So no one has to come bail you out. You can bail yourself out, and you can help others. And be a good person. And so I think I'll wrap this video up here. So. Alrighty, I just put the guns out here just to kind of show you for some eye candy. I know I like to look at people's guns and stuff like that, and I'm not trying to show off my stuff or anything, but I don't really know what else to point the camera at while I'm talking. So, alrighty guys, God bless, have a good day.